wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? This country would grind to a halt and no a thing would grow if it wasn't for the workers in their wellies. Wellies, they're wonderful, oh wellies, they're swell, if it wasn't for your wellies.
Welcome back for another episode. We've had an insanely busy few days. There's been lots going on, lots going wrong unfortunately. We also sent some Cull cows to the Mart, but did they stay there? The milking ladies are settling well, making their way into the yard from the new shed. It is easy breezy town. The cows that make their way down to the lower yard, they're well used to the process. They toddle on down. Joe most mornings doesn't even bother setting a wire for them. They know the score.
How are we now? Fionn here. It's Tuesday the 2nd of December. Mum and Dad are off to their YouTube meeting thing. I don't even know. Got a picture of Farmer Phil I saw, or not a picture talking to him. So like we're going up in the world, lads. Anyway, I'm here. I'm going to push up the silage with cows tonight. Not milking this evening. I'll be milking tomorrow morning. Not much silage along there as you can see. So push up a bit of silage, get them fed again tomorrow morning, and I have to feed Honey and the calves. That's pretty much it for tonight. Handy old evening. Take it easy. I have the calves fed here. Gave them their meal. Wasn't ours turned the lights, so I just drove the quad down with a brand new light on it. Yeah, Honey and the calves. Honey and everything is with her fed, and the cows are all fed too. So we'll see them again tomorrow morning. Everything went smooth. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Myself and Joe were invited to an Agri-food content creators event. It actually happened to only be a half an hour from our house, so it worked out perfect. Organised by Bord Bia, designed with Agri-food creators in mind. There was lots of different aspects to it. We learnt a lot, and it was a great 2 days.
Down here, it is Wednesday morning, the 3rd, I think. See, I'm in the parlour, cows are waiting to be milked, 5:30 or something. Chilly morning. I'm struggling to get going. The cold slowed me down a bit and all the machinery, so I don't think I'm a little bit behind schedule, but taping along anyway. These cows milk, get everything fed, and pasture scraped down, and we'll be flying. It was my first time scraping down these passageways. Got on the diets. The middle was probably the nicest because it's the tightest fit. Hardest to get into, but fit the best. And the other two wider passageways aside aren't too bad either. So I'm going to get these all lined up. The cows will be back in the shed. They can eat their silage, and I'll go feed the meal to Honey and the calves, and that'll be my morning's work done. Let the patient ladies out now. There's another bit there. See a bit more. Come on, girls. There we go. Nearly finished.
You think we'd be out rocking and rolling when we had a night away, but we were in bed at 9:30 and I had the best sleep ever away from responsibility. It was up early and at it again for another half day training before we headed back home.
I don't know what the imagery is there, but
money falls to the sky.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the O'Neill Family Farm channel. It is currently Wednesday afternoon, just about 20 to 3 or so, Wednesday the 3rd of December. Myself and Ellen have been off farm since yesterday morning. We were away at a social media event organised by Bord Bia and the Agri-food industry for ag content creators. We got invited to go, so we had a night away in a hotel. We were fed and we watered. We had a good time, met some really good people. The highlight, of course, for us, or for me, was meeting Farmer Phil, the one and only. Good chats and great to meet him. Met a wide range of ag content creators. Yeah, a night away in a hotel. So Fionn, parents to him, looked after the farm, milked the cows this morning, pushed up the silage. So back on farm now. There's cows to be fed, cows to be milked. Anthony from Ballyroe Engineering is just after landing on farm, dropping off his teleporter and his hoists, because they'll be back here on Monday to continue sheeting around the calf shed, etc., which is fantastic news. Yeah, that's it. Going to drive it on, going to feed some cows. I have the silage pushed in to the dry cows and the calf heifers and the other calves and stuff. They were all double fed the evening before, so they had a bit left over there, which was fine. I was double feeding the cows yesterday morning, so all Fionn would have to do would be pushing the silage while we were away, taking me a little bit longer than I thought. But anyway, I made 2 mixes. The plan was to make a 3rd one, but unfortunately we had an issue with our muck grab. We sidelined the shear grab, sure it's over a week ago now, a pin popped out on the side of it, and just between the bulling and tearing and chasing, haven't had a chance to pull it back in. So we were using the muck grab for getting the silage out of the pit. We obviously used it the other day for cleaning out the calf shed. Anyway, in the heat of the hunt, maybe it's been overworked, I don't know. The frame on the bottom that holds in the teeth, I'll show you now, that holds in the tines, as you can see here, it's all after cracking and bending down. So instead of the tines being up like this, they're all down at an angle. So not pretty, although it is something that's quite fixable. I think I'll have a conversation with my Uncle Paddy tomorrow, or on farm welder, to see if he can do something about it. I can already hear him giving out about the weight of the steel that's in it and how light it'll be and stuff, etc. But anyway, we'll get up to Paddy. So obviously, because it's Wednesday afternoon, we've been away chasing our tail a little bit. I am going to load the diet wagon for the cows with the bucket on the New Holland. It's going to be a bit slow, but it'll be fine. I just don't have the headspace, I think, more than anything else, to get the pin back in the side of the shear grab. It's not particularly difficult, it's just awkward and time consuming. So we'll throw a quick mix into the diet wagon here now with the bucket. We'll get the cows fed, we'll get the milk, we'll go again tomorrow. It is Thursday, probably 11:30 or something now at this stage. I'm here with the shear grab in the front of New Holland, up at the machine room at the milking parlour. Going to try and get the pin back in place and get the bolt that's meant to go into the pin to hold it in place also, so we can get the shear grab back in action. Stop-starty sort of morning, the head is melted on me. I have a very strong suspicion that there is water getting into our new tank, because it's after filling up significantly there in the last 2 days. Trying to get everything fed here this morning now. You might hear Honey and them balling in the background just looking for their meal there. They're fine, they're going to be moved in the morning so we can clean out the other side of the shed. And I have to get the trailer back to my brother-in-law. Actually belongs to his brother, so he needs it for the afternoon, so I'm going to get it up to him. Then I'm going to use Clive's digger to do a bit of digging and try and get the water that I think is getting into the tank away into the shore, so we can keep the space that's left in our tank for slurry. Yeah, it's annoying me, it's playing me mind. Anyway, we're going to need to get this job done because I've given in bales of silage, etc. to the other stock, and now we need to make the mix for the cows. Started off cool this morning, but you might be able to see the sunshine there in the background. It's a glorious sunny day here now. It's kind of mild, it's kind of cold, it kind of doesn't know what it's doing. Typical December weather. So join me now in the school of Joe trying to fix something that I broke. So this is the side of the shear grab. This is what it's meant to look like. Pin goes through here, this pivot point for the grab. You have your grease nipple. I'm not even showing you what I'm looking at. Hang on. This is what the side of the shear grab is meant to look like. This is your pivot point for the grab when it closes down. Pin goes through. This column here comes out on the other side, holding on this side, the closing jaw, and with a bolt through, keeping the pin from sliding back. I'll whip around here now and I'll show you what the other side looks like. Where are we gone? I'll block a bit of sun. Yeah, so our pin obviously has come out. Grease nipple is there, and we have no bolt to hold the pin in. So whether it snapped off or whether I didn't realise it was there, I don't know. Anyway, operator negligence. Okay, so what do I need to do now? I need to connect the shear grab. Obviously it's on the tractor. I need to hook up the hydraulic pipes so that when I open up the jaws, the shear grab, this hole will move forward and I'll be able to get a bar underneath and be able to jig it around and move it. It's slow sort of work. Yeah, we'll just get it on and see how we go. Of course, the complication is to know where I have the pin turned around, that the hole lines up with this one. Unfortunately, the pin doesn't pull all the way out for me to see where the hole is. Anyway, we'll give it a go, see how we get on. So that took a ridiculously short amount of time. It's a good few years since I've had to do it, and I obviously had made it into a bigger job in my head than I thought it was. Pried it up with a few stakes, so we got our pin back in place. Now let's see if our holes line up. Oh my giddy aunt, yes they do. Alright, now The longest part of the whole job is probably trying to find a bolt that'll fit through there, screwed on the other side. That is a real good turn of events for the morning. Absolutely delighted. Apart from hitting myself in the head with a stick, it was a good job driving on. The old farming gods must be feeling sorry for me today, because they are smiling on me. Probably the second bolt I laid my hand on. It has its own, what do you call that screw with the blue lad on the inside of it? Or no? Lock nut? Yes, lock nut. I've tried and tested already. It fits. Woo woo. Into the hole, screwdriver out of the way, lock nut on. We get a few wrenches now and we'll have that tightened and we will be ready to make the mix for the cows. Happy days. So, shear grab fixed and back in action. I'm a little annoyed with myself at how easy that was now. Anyway, just in case, to save some face and you think I'm a complete useless yoke when it comes to machinery, when I took the pin, I moved this across, I was able to get the pin out and turn it and line up the holes, and this lad was in there. So obviously when we were greasing up these pins and stuff before we started, when we got the shear grab ground there a couple of weeks ago, that was in it and I saw it and thought it was alright. So we must have sheared the top off it, doing something or whatever. Maybe she's under pressure, I don't know. We'll have to keep a close eye on it anyway. Keep it well greased, keep the blade well sharpened. But she's back in action. Woohoo! Just walking around to get to Deutz here now and get the wagon on it so we can make the mix for the cows, and I'll just show you what our problem is. So all this water here, when Clive and the lads finished up, wasn't lying here. We had rain, a significant amount of rain and stuff, and it was coming around the slab of concrete, but it was getting away. They thought there was a bit of a shore or something here, or a pipe, and it was getting away. But just the last couple of days, today is really the first day that I noticed that it's lying here and it's obviously not going anywhere. So we either had more rain or increased volume of water. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I am concerned that there's some of it getting under the concrete and into our tank. So we're going to on the mini digger later on today, and we'll cut a track here and we'll get it down into a shore that runs down there close to the other sheds. It's far from ideal, but needs must. The long-term plan is to have a proper drain in there with a pipe that the downpipes off the roof, etc., are all connected into, and it all gets away underground. But needs must for today. We'll sort out, get these cows fed first. That's the mix made and fed out for the cows. Just letting the last of it trickle out there. Shear grab working 100%. Need to close the wrong way. Need to close the side door. Done. Need the inner spout. The lady's acting a bit slow for some reason. I can turn off the PTO now. Oh, because the other one is stuck, that's why. Hydraulics pumping, closing the door. No wonder my spout wasn't working. Alright, I actually split my head when I hit myself with the stake earlier on. Didn't realise that. Clean it out now when I get home. Oh, there's the milk lorry coming in. Good stuff, more milk away. Time to go and get the trailer back to where it belongs. Big Gillespie trailer on the back of the New Holland, heading for Paddy's to unload her and drop her back to their brother-in-law's house. I have to say I'm well impressed with the New Holland's ability to pull big heavy loads. It's also allowed me to look at different features on the tractor. There's an automatic 4-wheel drive button that you can put on, and the tractor decides whether it needs 4-wheel drive or not, which is a fierce handy feature. Obviously our hydraulic brakes are working. You need to give them a pump or two at the very start to get them to kick off, which is handy just coming down the lane. But then away you go. Come on, New Holland. Travels very, very easy on the main road with a full load behind her. Bounce up through the gears. Should have gave her a bit more rev coming over that little bit of a rise there. But away we go. Driving it on. Nearly lunchtime. Bit of drama trying to unload the trailer. Through one of them rush bales of rushes crap on top, and it's not coming out under the door now, so going to take a bit of jiggery pokery and rocking back and forth. I hope we'll get it out, or else I'm going to have to get Paddy around with his track machine and we'll try and poke it out a little bit. Oh, the joys. So Thursday afternoon, I'm here scratching, trying to get some of this water flowing this way. Have to go very handy because we have a water pipe in there, so the water for the shed is in the blue one and the black ones come from the well. So the last thing I want to do is dig that out of the ground. So we'll tip on and see how we go. My mini trench is complete and we have a seriously steady flow of water going down to the shore. So we'll come back along. It's obviously the sides have fell in little bits. I get your meal there now, lambs. So I'll come with the shovel there now briefly. But you can see where the water's flowing here, where it's been lying along the edge of the concrete. So it's coming this way now, which is all I wanted to get it away. And I think there's rain coming through tonight and in the morning, so we'll see what way we're going then. Oscar's on farm with me now. We have our Cull cows booked into Tull and Mart in the morning. They're being collected at 7:15. So 2 of them are over here with in-calf heifers and Drake, etc. Our Aubrac bull. So Oscar's here now to help me get them across the yard and into the shed. I think we might get a couple of buckets of meal, Oscar, and feed them heifers. And feed Honey to stop her making noise, and we'll get them across there then, okay?
If you fancy getting any O'Neill Dairy Farm merch before Christmas, make sure you order before this Sunday, the 7th of December, to guarantee yourself delivery. The website is www.farmwardrobe.com/O'Neill Dairy Farm.
Morning everybody, it's Friday morning, it's just after 6 o'clock. It's a bit breezy and cold. We have a yellow status wind warning for Wicklow starting I think at 10-11 o'clock today for the day, so it's going to get breezy enough. I'm here at the shed in the lower yard. Our Cull cows are being collected at 7:15, so I'm going to draft out our ladies that are going dry this morning after milking, and then we'll leave the Cull cows here in the shed, hopefully for loading without too much difficulty. He says apprehensively. So I'm going to draft them out now. They'll hear me talking and they'll come to the gate. Hopefully the ladies will dry off and walk up the yard, and we'll leave the others here in the shed, and then we'll start up the dites, let her warm up. Wave it on. Okay, draft her out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god. I'll just find you the oldest cow in the herd, or what was the oldest cow in the herd. That's her looking back at me there now. Hang on, Joe. We won't zoom in. Anyway, she's there. 10:58. She was born in 2012, spring 2012. So she's 13 years old and has had a calf every year since 2013. So, as the saying goes, she owes us nothing. Alright. Into the dites now. We get her warmed up, but we go up and close them other ladies into the yard and get the milkers across. Like I said, morning ditey baby. There we have our cows up and about. The lights in this shed on that side where the cows are there, they keep tripping out. The trip switch for some reason, there's some issue there. We'll get the electrician to sort all that out now when he's back, wiring up power to the cow shed and to the calf shed. So, right, the plan is to get the milkers into the collecting yard now. Just checking to make sure I haven't lost anybody on the way up. Get the milkers into the collecting yard, get the gates all opened up. Come up with the dites, we'll scrape the passageways, and by the time I have that done and cubicles and limed, etc., It'll be very close to starting milking, and the lorry should be here soon. I spoke to my cousin last night, who's in the beef trade, buying and selling and finishing cows. Just first of all to see if he'd have an interest in our couple of lame Cull cows over there. So hopefully he'll be out on Saturday. And then second of all, morning girls, to get an idea what we should expect for our cows today. A couple of months ago, the trade was extremely strong. I think it's what he said was, and at 4 legs and stood up was making €1,000. Things have slacked. Sorry, I'm just pause that, Joe. Where's me pause and switch? Trying to tie a gate with one hand. Morning, girls. The trade was really strong, but now it has dropped back a good bit. He said down anywhere from 150 to €300 a head, depending on the condition of the cows. As in, are they thin, are they boners, or do they have a little bit of flesh on them? So ours are in okay order. Obviously they were being milked every day up until about 4 or 5 days ago. They are very dried off now. You know, the rudders are extremely slack, which will be a bonus to the buyers. Don't have to worry about any mastitis issues. Muggers. So not really sure what we're going to get. But the market, the arse hasn't fell out of the market completely, so we'll be expecting a decent price for some of them. Some of them are very good square Holstein Friesian type cows. Then there's other very Jersey type cows, so depends what demand is. But as always, we have a figure in our head that we need to reach, and if we don't reach that, well, I'll discuss that at breakfast with Ellen this morning. If we don't reach that figure, what are we going to do? Are we going to bring them home? Will we fatten them ourselves? Which I don't want to do. As I said before, I'm not a beef farmer, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. They're going this morning anyway, and that's the first part. We'll get them loaded up. Hello, cows. See how we get on. It's cool. My hands are freezing. Hello, girls. So we have, sorry, my socks have come off my wellies, so I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone while I'm talking to you. Cubicles are scraped, passageways are scraped, cubicles limed, and we are waiting on the arrival of our lorry. Ellen bought me 8 pairs of new socks about a fortnight ago. You get to wear them once in our house, and then the sock elf comes, and they never come back, never to be seen again. One done, the other one done. So, status on farm. We are currently tipping along. Yield is dropping slowly but surely. We're down to about, let's say, 11 litres a day now across the cows and everyone that's left milking. Maybe 11.5. Protein is still holding its own. 4.62, I think. Our butter fat has dropped a little bit. I'm not 100% sure why that is. It's dropped down below 6. Time of the year, stage of lactation, I'm not particularly concerned about it. We are drying off our 12 cows now this morning after we get cows sold and everyone else milked back into the shed. So that will be 25 cows dried off. I'll pull out other cows or go through my lists over the weekend end, because I have at least another 20 cows that can go dry next week. Everyone else is still milking reasonably well, so we'll probably push them on until the second half of the month. Haven't decided on what day we're going to finish yet, but it's getting very close, so that makes Joe happy. You get tired of milking cows. That's the reality of it. It's not a negative or a positive or a bad light on me or the cows or our fantastic setup that we have here now. You just get tired of milking. Yeah, looking forward to when everything's dried off. Waiting on the lorry man to arrive. Going to drive it on. Cull cows loaded and away. Went okay once we got one on. Let's go milk some others. Morning everyone now again. I don't know why I keep saying morning everyone, still the same morning. Anyway, cows milked, Cull cows away. Cows that have been dried off here in the parlour. So we're getting going, there's 12 to do. I'm not bothering going home for breakfast, we'll just knock them out now handy. Yeah, we got our results back from Highfield Veterinary there. It's probably a fortnight ago now at this stage. Lucy the vet, she went through our last milk recording and our milk recordings over the year. We came to conclude, well, there's only 8 cows that are suitable for selective dry cow therapy, which means that they will receive no antibiotics when we're drying them off, that they'll just get teat sealer. Yeah, look, it's an ongoing issue we have on farm, as we've well documented, high cell count, etc. So we're drying off cows early that have high cell count. We are going in with antibiotic tubes at dry cow for practically the whole herd. So it is what it is. It's something that's an ongoing issue for us, as I've said, and we just need to keep working on. The last time when we milked or dried off a few, you might remember we were using the sachets or the disinfectant wipes that come with the antibiotics or the teat sealers, but Ellen has invested in a bucket of stuff. I'll swip around here now and show you. We use these lads here. They're a disinfectant wipe that come in a roll in a bucket that you just pull out through the top. They're extremely handy. They make the job super quick. It doesn't mean that you don't have to try and open packets to get the other wipes out, and you don't have to store them overnight in metal lead spirits, etc., like some people do, and we have done in the past, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we just think they're worth a few euros. I think she got them from Country Farm Supplies. She'll let you know in the video what that is. But if I remember correctly, when we started teat sealing first, we used to get a small tub of them, used to come in the box. Maybe I'm wrong, but I definitely had a memory of them being used before. That's a massive bucket. There's 700 wipes in it there. It'll last our herd all this year and next year as well. There's teat sealing tubes for 30 cows in the box. In my opinion, sure seal. There's loads of room for what they have tubs, the whole 120, 150 wipes. You just pull them out one after the other. It would be super quick, super efficient, probably a little bit more environmentally friendly. Anyway, enough said about that. Do you want to dry some cows? So it's just about 9:30, sitting here in the van. I am heading for home for a bit of breakfast, starving. It was absolutely baltic. The temperature's really after dropping there now in the last few minutes. Although the temperature on the van says it's warmer than when I got up this morning. It's the wind chill. The wind is after picking up significantly. Our yellow status warning starts now in an hour and a half, but we have serious gales blowing here already in West Wicklow. Bit of rain with it as well, so it is going to be a miserable day. Anyway, go home to feed myself. I'll come back down and we'll feed the cows. The cows I just dried off are currently standing in the side collecting yard there, just letting the teat sealer settle back down into their teats, and it'll settle and form a barrier over the bottom of the teat canal. So it comes down and just pulls there and then goes hard and forms a barrier, so they need about an hour or so. We'll leave them there while I feed the cows, and then they're going down into the shed with the in-calf heifers and the cows that we dried off previously. The plan is to get the whole lot of them through the crush sooner rather than later for fluke and worm dosing, etc., and clip tails and stuff, so that's on the cards for very, very soon. But yeah, miserable day. We'll stay going. We're back on farm after breakfast. It is after getting wild. It's 11:15. Unfortunately, we're after missing our sale of Cull cows. The sale started at 10:30. We didn't realise, we thought it wasn't starting on 11 o'clock, so I was very surprised to get the call from Mart to say that they had gone through the ring. Also disappointed with the prices that were being offered. We were aware the prices have dropped in the last couple of weeks. There seems to be a dip in confidence in the market, etc. Very happy with the way some of our cows weighed. Bear with me for a second and I pull it up on the phone, so I can't remember off the top of my head. We ranged in weight from 455 up to 615 kilos. The 455, I'm assuming, is the heifers. That's the frustrating part about not seeing them go to the ring. You don't know what cows correspond with what weights. But so we're in a price range from 740 euros up to 1290 euros. We have made the decision, right or wrong, to bring the cows home. We have space now, we have feeding, and the decision right now today is that we will finish them ourselves, or certainly feed them till after Christmas, see what way things go, or maybe close to Christmas. We will Ellen has got a few contacts for factories there. I might just go through the network. Some people we know finish their cows and sell them to the factory, etc. So we'll put the feelers out and see. But cows are in good order, well fleshed. The lorry man said that this morning. They're going up on the lorry, so got the flesh on them. And I'm disappointed with the prices that they were making. That's the decision we've made. Don't know how it's sitting with me. I said in the video this morning, not a beef man. Not a beef man. But look, some of them, the weights that the cows were and the prices they got for them, is it because they had JEX in the car? Are we already back to that nonsense situation 2 months ago? If a cow was standing up at 4 legs, they were making €1,000. Cows haven't been sold, they are coming home. That's where we are.
An update, we did sell one heifer afterwards. She was 400 kg. She sold at €1,370. Joe may not be a beef man, but I am a beef woman. I have been watching sales all week on the Mart app, and I knew what those same types of cows, the same weights of cows were making at other marts, and I just wasn't happy with the price. Usually we have to take whatever price is given to us because we never have the shed space. This year, now our new shed, we have the shed space. I'm sick of taking whatever price is thrown at us. So right or wrong, I think right, I'm taking them back. The person who's buying them at the Mart is going to feed them. They're going to sell them to the factory and they're going to make profit. So why shouldn't I be the one that makes the profit? It's a different part of the system that we're not used to. Now that we have the shed space, it's a good time to learn as any, especially with milk prices going down. We have the extra feed in the yard. I think it's a good business decision. Time will tell. It obviously works for other people, or there wouldn't be lads out there doing it. I hope everyone enjoyed the toy show last night. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, hype this video, and we will see you on Tuesday. More exciting stuff happening with the calf shed.